Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. Noah Foster left a $5 super chat donation already. He was at Smackdown tonight in Toledo, Ohio. So hopefully Noah can give us some thoughts on the show in the chat room, and I'll try to read off some of the comments from Noah. And thank you to Noah for repping NoDQ.com, wearing a t-shirt, the official NoDQ t-shirt, which you can pick up over at NoDQ.com/shirts. And if you're looking for another way to support the website and channel, please spread the word. Share a link to this video on social media. Tell your friends about NoDQ.com. I'm trying to hit 60,000 subscribers by WrestleMania. Let's make it happen. Please spread the word. All right, so SmackDown Live, the final episode of SmackDown, the final main roster WWE broadcast before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which is this Sunday live on the WWE Network. Hamp Connell with a $2 super chat donation says, Kofi Kingston must have threatened to go to All Elite Wrestling. For those of you that are wondering what that's about, stay tuned. I will talk about Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston had a strong presence on this show. Let's just put it that way. So there was an announcement that Mustafa Ali will not be cleared for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, as was rumored over the past several days that he would not be cleared and that he reportedly suffered a concussion, and that was on top of all the other things going on with him. He had that swollen eye from last week. The guy is just really banged up, and unfortunately, WWE could not clear him for the pay-per-view. Mustafa Ali cut this promo. He said that it was very frustrating that his body gave out on him before his heart did. And he said despite everything that happened to him, he's gonna keep fighting, and nobody's going to keep him down. So Mustafa Ali vowing to fight again, come back from this, overcome the odds, overcome adversity, and we'll see what happens. I feel really bad for the guy because this was, without a doubt, his biggest match, being in the Elimination Chamber on a major pay-per-view for the WWE title, and he probably would have done some huge spot. I mean, people were speculating about what Mustafa Ali might do in the match. So my heart breaks for the guy. It really sucks for him. Very unfortunate. Just when he has this opportunity, things just happen. People get hurt, and unfortunately, he is out of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Now, who was his replacement? It was revealed that one of the New Day members would take the spot. So I was intrigued by this because I'm like, well, why not Rey Mysterio? Why not Andrade Cien Almas? Why one of the New Day members? I was a little perplexed by it, but I felt like, you know what? I'll see how this plays out and then make a call with my thoughts on it later. So we will get to that with the New Day and who ended up, well, I already spoiled it for those of you that haven't watched SmackDown because I read the super chat which mentioned Kofi Kingston. So it was Kofi Kingston. We'll talk more about Kofi here in just a minute. So Charlotte came out and she cut her promo coming off of the big angle from Raw, which got very mixed reviews. By the way, the YouTube video, I saw something online. Somebody said it was the most disliked WWE video ever on YouTube, and I guess this is more than all the Roman Reigns videos over the years. Last time I saw the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio, it was really bad. I mean, it was way more thumbs down than thumbs up. Clearly, people don't understand that this is how WWE wants you to react. WWE wants you angry. They want you to be emotionally invested in the storyline. The end result's still likely going to be the same. We're going to have Becky Lynch win the title at WrestleMania, but you need some heat. You need to get people invested emotionally in the storyline. So I guess it's working. I mean, just because the video is getting thumbs down, yeah, I know some people are frustrated about the fact that they want to see a one-on-one match, as do I. I would have preferred a one-on-one match, but I get it. Charlotte's been part of the storyline, her and Becky, and it ties into what happened at Survivor Series and TLC. The triple threat match, it does make sense. It's maybe not what's ideal, but in the end, if Becky wins and gets more over as a result, then mission accomplished. But anyways, Charlotte said that since day one, this was her destiny to headline WrestleMania. She said, unfortunately, her heart does not break for Becky. And then she started mocking the Becky chants again. Charlotte brought up Survivor Series and how Becky dropped the ball by going to Raw and getting herself injured. And then said that Charlotte, is the backbone of the division. And she said that Vince McMahon simply made a smart business decision by going with her. And that at WrestleMania, she will put on a performance of a lifetime, and the crowd will chant, "This is awesome." And then she finished off by saying, "So boo me now, you're welcome." And she dedicated her victory to her best friend, Becky Lynch. And then the crowd started chanting, "You suck." And she did the Steve Austin what? They were like, "You suck." And she was like, "What?" And she kept doing that. And then she added that she will be at Elimination Chamber. She's going to have a front row ticket to watch Ronda Rousey's match with Ruby Riott. And she said, maybe, just maybe, we're going to have a new champion. I guess this is WWE's way of trying to make us think there's a chance that Ruby Riott will win the title. I'm not buying it. I'm guessing maybe we will see some sort of shenanigans. But, I mean, there's no way Ronda loses to Ruby Riott and loses the title. I mean, she might lose, but she's not going to lose the title. I don't even think she's going to lose, but I'll save that for the predictions video. I'll talk more about that with Team NoDQ. So we had the promos with the Iconics and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville that were shown on Raw. And then we had a three-way tag team match just like with Raw. We had the 3 SmackDown teams for Elimination Chamber to crown the first women's tag team champions, with the losers having to start the chamber match on Sunday. We had Naomi and Carmella versus the Iconics versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Iconics didn't even tag into the match. They were just standing there. They didn't want to get involved. In the end, Naomi pinned her arch rival Mandy Rose to score the victory. So Rose and Sonya Deville will start off the match on Sunday with Bayley and Sasha Banks. So next up we had Miz TV with the Usos, and we had Shane McMahon talk about how he's going to hit, I think, Jey Uso. I still confuse the two Usos, so I'll just say he said he was going to hit Jey Uso so hard that Jimmy would feel it, and maybe it was reversed. Maybe he was talking to Jimmy. I'm not sure which one he was talking to. And then the Miz started to talk, and that's when you had one of the Usos, again, I'm not sure which one, knocked the mic out of Miz's hand and told him to shut the hell up. Maybe somebody in the chat room can help me which Uso it was. Which Uso knocked the microphone out of Miz's hand? Because I'm still confused which is which. Jimmy. Okay, according to Michael Wayne, it was Jimmy Uso that slapped the mic out of the Miz's hand. So the Usos started cutting their promo, and they mocked the Miz's catchphrase. And then Shane responded by saying, you know, you call that a mic drop. The only thing that's real is this. And they held up the tag team titles. And that's when the Usos hit the stereo super kicks to Miz and Shane McMahon. So that was the segment. Usos stood tall. And I'll give my predictions over the next day or two with the Team NoDQ. So suffice to say, I don't think we're getting new champions. I'll just leave it at that. Boston Punk's like, Jimmy's the Samoan one. Ha 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 ha. Alright, so that was pretty much the first hour of Raw, and then to set up the second hour, I mean, going in, you knew this was going to happen when WWE announced the Gauntlet match, that it was going to take up the majority of the show, which it did. So right before the start of the second hour, we had Daniel Bryan come out. I love his Titantron, by the way, with the organic, unsustainable, all the little phrases and the recycling logo. I love it. I think it's great. So Bryan did his promo talking about how the people need him to show them the way, and their lives are pathetic without him as champion. And he said he doesn't want to be in the chamber because it's painful, it's horrible, and it's likely to shorten his career. That's when we had the New Day interrupted, and at this time it was revealed that, yes, Kofi Kingston will be Mustafa Ali's replacement for the chamber match. So the first match, of course, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. Back and forth match between the two of them. At one point, Eric Rowan tripped Kofi, which led to Big E and Xavier Woods going after Rowan. However, the referee only saw what New Day was doing, so he kicked out Big E and Xavier. And then Rowan tried to interfere again, and that's when Rowan got kicked out. And then we had Kofi, with all the chaos going on, Kofi hit the Trouble in Paradise to pin the WWE champion. So quite surprised by this. I mean, I thought Kofi would put up a good fight, and I get it. You want to establish Kofi as a credible contender for the match, but having him beat Bryan, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not sure I would be having the WWE champion lose like that to a tag team wrestler. I mean, Kofi's great and all. So I was surprised by this, and I was actually even more surprised as this match went on, which we'll get to here. So Bryan was out, WWE champion, first one out. We had Jeff Hardy come out, and by this point, Kofi was in the match, 25, 30 minutes. Relatively short match compared to the first one. We had Kofi defeat Jeff Hardy with the SOS. So second win for Kofi. This surprised me too. I thought Jeff Hardy would probably beat him. Kofi beat the WWE champion, but enough's enough. But no, Kofi beat Jeff Hardy on top of Daniel Bryan. So the Relaxing Noob with a $2 super chat. He says the Breakfast Brawlers. Is he talking about Rowan and Bryan? I'm not sure. John Tompkins says Bryan is looking weak already. It's already the downfall. Ken Terminated by Google says Kofi is a future Hall of Famer. And Tony Braden says good for Kofi. Hamp is not a fan. He says Kofi should be in the unemployment line. Okay. So anyways, we had Samoa Joe come out next. And this is when I thought for sure, all right, Kofi's done. He's going to get eliminated here. Joe's going to destroy him. Hey, Kofi beat two guys. That's awesome. Kofi's a credible contender for the title. But he beats Joe too. Wow. I was legitimately shocked by this. Kofi Kingston countered out of the easy for me to say, Coquina clutch into a pinfall, and he beat Joe. So Samoa Joe, after all these weeks of being a badass and destroying everybody, he loses, with all due respect to Kofi, he loses to a tag team wrestler who wasn't even scheduled for the Elimination Chamber. Okay. So afterwards, Joe beat him up to, get his heat back. But, I mean, come on now. I wasn't a big fan of this. I mean, Joe losing to a tired and worn out Kofi Kingston, who next week is probably going to go back to doing comedy skits with pancakes. I don't get it. You basically ruined Joe here to get over Kofi. So, yeah, I was perplexed by this one. So after Joe got eliminated, we had AJ Styles run down, and he fought off Samoa Joe, and then he was checking on AJ. Styles was feeling really guilty about the situation, the fact that Kofi was banged up and beat up really bad. Mike B with a $5 super chat donation says, Aaron Rift, you rock. So does NoDQ and the NoDQ Galaxy. Well, thank you very much for that, Mike B. I do appreciate it. You are awesome, Mike B. One of my favorites. But then again, you guys are all great. And thank you so much for your support and following NoDQ Live. By the way, we have 250 live viewers right now. So thank you all for watching. And again, if you enjoyed this video, please spread the word. Tell a friend. Rob Klein with a $5 super chat. He says, that was Mike B. So, there's Rob Klein. When do I get a panel appearance? Great show tonight. Well, thank you for that, Rob. hopefully we can get you on soon. I know Virtue and you have been talking. Let's do something. I apologize for not watching your podcast clip yet. Just been a hectic couple of days here, but I will get to it. I would love to have you on, though. So, you know, we could set something up with Virtue, get a NoDQ panel going. I am more than down for that. So, the Relaxing Noob with a $2 super chat, he says, WWE mistreats black wrestlers in all honesty. Well, they didn't mistreat Kofi on this show. They pushed him like crazy. Michael Blake with a $2 super chat says, Kofi is going to win at Elimination Chamber, bet. I would be even more surprised than I already am if he was to win the Elimination Chamber match. But anyways, oh, and Ty World's World says, today's my birthday, guys. Well, happy birthday, and thank you for watching. Why do I feel like... Hello, everybody. I'm back. Technical difficulties. Wow. That hasn't happened before. This is what happens when I'm not at home doing this. Wow. Okay. So where were we, everybody? Okay. Let's go ahead and finish this. Okay. So AJ Styles came out. He was very concerned about... He was about... I am so flustered now. It's not even funny. Okay. Shantae. All right. AJ Styles did not want to take advantage of a poor, beaten up Kofi Kingston. So Kofi was like, fight me, man. I've been in this business for years. I want to tough it out. Kofi was like, fight me. He got in AJ's face. He shoved AJ, and that's when AJ just decided, you know what? You shoved me. Fine. I'm going to kick your ass. And then the two of them started fighting. Caitlin with a $2 super chat donation, and she's just laughing at my misfortune here. Boston Punk says, Aaron was the Shockmaster, knew it. Curtis Butler says, hey, buddy, did you get knocked the F out? Pretty much that's what happened. I think Randy Orton came in and just knocked my ass out there for a second. Yes, that was a NoDQ Live Botchamania moment for sure. I should have just set up the camera like this all along. I mean... That's what I get for trying to actually use a tripod. I have my phone set up where it's basically, it has a kickstand, which is what I'm doing now, and it's way more sturdy than that stupid tripod that I paid like $10 for. Hamp Kana with a $2 super chat donation says, no DQ moment of the year. I just know, friggin' Big G. He's going to make a gif of that, and then it's going to be the laughing stock of the year. I mean, that was my Titus O'Neil slip under the ring moment right there. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish the review. You guys are just... Oh. NoDQ Virtue says your fly is open and was on camera. Wonderful. Also, my epidermis is showing, which is, you know, not good. It really is, but you know what I mean. If it's a Simpsons reference, for those of you that don't get it, you'll be like, what? So, the two of them fought, Kofi Kingston and AJ Styles, and we had Kofi almost beat AJ. I mean, Kofi got several near falls on AJ, but AJ eventually picked up the victory with the calf crusher. Kofi finally tapped out. It was something like 55 minutes. So Kofi finally tapped out. AJ was all concerned about him. AJ was checking on him. Big E and Xavier ran back out. And then we had, as the New Day were heading to the back, Randy Orton's music hit. Randy Orton hit the RKO out of nowhere to AJ Styles and quickly pinned AJ. The show went off the air. Now, I do want to say something about the end of this show, but let me get to these super chats. You guys are feeling sorry for me now. It's just pity super chats. TK with a $2 super chat says, Aaron, you're priceless. Thank you for being awesome. Somebody else said at least I was wearing pants. Curtis Butler says, this is classic with a $2 super chat. Well, thank you for that, Curtis. Mike B with a $2 super chat says, hopefully you didn't get hurt. Is it bad that I was more worried about my phone than me? Like, I was worried, like, maybe I cracked my phone screen or something. Like, I don't even care about myself. I just care about my phone. I mean, that's what it's come down to here in 2019, where we put more value in our phones than our actual own personal well-being. Curtis Butler says it's a better camera angle, so there you go, I suppose. Boston Punk says, typical Apple user. Yeah, so I do want to rant about the end of this. So I think WWE made a mistake. AJ came off like a buffoon here, and I'll tell you why. Oh, by the way, Dustin Herrick says the Rift Peep Show with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Anyways, I thought AJ looked like an idiot because the timing was off on this. AJ should have known better. When AJ was checking on Kofi and the New Day ran down, that was the perfect distraction. Randy Orton should have come in right then and there with the RKO. Instead, you had New Day take Kofi up the ramp, and then Randy Orton's music hits, and at this point, AJ's just staring at the New Day. You know Randy Orton hits people with the RKO out of nowhere, so why isn't AJ looking around the ring? I mean, he just came off like a complete idiot. It should have happened when Kofi and Xavier ran down there. That should have been the moment. No Randy Orton music, RKO out of nowhere. That would have been an RKO out of nowhere. Instead, it was predictable, and AJ just looked like a goof for not understanding that this is what Orton does, and he's just standing there like a moron. So I wasn't a fan of how this ended. I think it was not done properly. It was not executed the way it should have been. So overall, I enjoyed the Gauntlet match. I had some issues with it. I don't understand why Kofi got pushed that strongly. Next week, is he going to be pushed, or is he just going to go back to not being on the show or coming out and slinging pancakes around? I mean, I don't understand. I'm very confused by this. I mean, I get Kofi beating one guy. Hey, let's establish him as a credible force in this match. But to have him get through almost everybody like that, I'm very perplexed by it. And I think it hurt Joe, and I wasn't a fan of how AJ got RKO'd like a moron at the end. And then the rest of the show was fine. SmackDown's always a good show. So I will probably... See, I'm leaning between a B- and a C+. It's hard to give a bad grade to SmackDown. I mean, SmackDown's pretty consistent. And Dustin said Jeff looked weak also. I feel like Bryan's going to retain the title. I'm not really expecting any surprises now at Elimination Chamber. I'm going to give it a C+. I think this show could have been done better. And I think, the Gauntlet match, as good as it is quality-wise, like, I don't understand what the goal was with Kofi Kingston here by pushing him that strongly. And plus, I feel like the Gauntlet match, as good as it is, it's just filler. I mean, it takes up an hour of the show, and it's like they don't have anything else better to do with the time. Aaron Joel with a $2 super chat donation says, thanks for Breaking Bad, for a good TV show. Breaking Bad better than WWE. Well, duh, Aaron Joel, but, WWE can be good at times, but obviously Breaking Bad is just, it's the shit. It's the best thing in television history. And a lot of you agree with me in the chat room, including W Glass 90. Oh boy, John said Kofi was pushed strong due to Black History Month. Well, the thing is, Mustafa Ali was going to initially be in this match, so, Kofi wasn't going to get this big push. So it's just pretty much completely random, this Kofi push. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. So yeah, C+ for this show. It wasn't one of the better SmackDowns, and I definitely feel it could have been better. And this was the Breaking Tripod edition of NoDQ Live. Josh with a $2 super chat donation, but he left no comment. thank you for that super chat, Josh. I do appreciate it. I highly recommend checking out Breaking Bad, though. Hamp Kano with a $2 super chat. He says, I think Charlotte had the mole taking off of her face. Well, that I wasn't paying attention to, so, you know, to me, whatever. If she took it off, if she didn't take it off, I mean, I'm indifferent to that. Everyone's talking about their favorite show now. I don't know if she got a new boob job or not. I know she had that procedure done last year, but that was, you know, almost a year ago. All right, so that was SmackDown Live. I will be giving my predictions with Team NoDQ, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding Elimination Chamber, which is this coming Sunday. My phone is fine, by the way. My phone, no damage, no cracks. Everything's cool. I'm good. So everything's looking fine and dandy, like sour candy. The Relaxing Noob with a $2 super chat donation says, F, worst shit I've ever seen. Wow. See, I thought SmackDown was decent. I didn't think it was a bad show. I didn't think it was a great show. I just thought it was, you know, relatively average, maybe slightly above average. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about NoDQ Live and SmackDown. Make sure you guys check out Virtue's Rage, which will be tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific. That's all I got for this edition of NoDQ Live. Thank you all so much for watching. Good night, Caitlin. Good night to everybody out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Much appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, if you got entertainment out of my botch, well, anything can happen when it's live. I mean, that's the nature of this. If you enjoyed my fly being down, then more power to you. So I will see you guys next time. Please spread the word if you did enjoy this video and let them know